word for katakamohai is a verb referring to abuse. To use overmuch, kata down, intensive. Karma to use is found with reference to the believer's uses of the world and uses it to full of abuse. 2 times in the New Testament referred to 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 31. They that use the world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. And 1 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 18. What is my reward then? Verily that, when I preach the gospel, I may make the gospel of Christ without charge, that I abuse not of my powers in the gospel.
Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, written to a church community that Paul knew really well. Corinth was a major port city in ancient world, and lots of temples, Greek Roman gods. It was a big economic center. So Paul, through Jesus, came here as a missionary. In a year and a half, getting to know people, talking to them about Jesus, and a whole bunch of people became followers and formed a community. You can read all about in Acts chapter 18. So after a while, Paul moved on to start churches in other cities. He started getting reports that things were not going so well at all. Church back corner, plagued by all kinds of problems. And that's why he wrote this letter. It's some part of the story of the gospel, which is good news of Jesus. Shows how it's not living out what they say they believe. So this is the letter and the learning every area through life, lens of gospel. Chapter 5 to 7, Paul addresses some problems related to sex. There's a number of people, second church, one guy, stepmother church. A stepmother, a number of people worship locals, Greek gods, sleeping at prostitutes who work there. Not only that, but the people in the church were saying that this was all fine. They said, we're free, Christ is bottomless, right? It's fine. And Paul said, it's not fine. And with the gospel in hand, shows us how wrong-headed this thinking is. He says, remember, verse all, Jesus died for reasons including the ruins, broken relationship that caused by sexual conduct. So if you're a Christian, your integrity is one of the main ways that respond to Jesus' love and grace. Paul also reminds them, Jesus is physically raised from the dead, so our body will be raised from the dead, which means the body is being redeemed by Jesus now, in the future. What do you do? It's your body matters. It matters a lot. It is not yours to do whatever you want. Paul is being super clear, being follower of Jesus. Paul does not compromise when it comes to sexual integrity. Chapter 8 to 10, issues about food. Lots of food preference, like, do you like, dislike for the food? The issues of Corinthians were divided over is meat that came animal sacrifice, local temples, the Greek and Roman gods, and the split between the Jewish, non-Jewish Christians about a sponge issue. And once Paul appeals to some of the core ideas of the gospel, this from foremost is Jesus, Lord Jesus, than any other god. So if you're in a situation where there's meat that's dedicated to another god, and there's people around might watch you, include all Christian worshiping Jesus, worship other gods too. Paul says, if the say no, don't eat the meat. Your loyalty is to Jesus, and you should love the people more than yourself, not mislead them. Like quickly justified says, listen, as Christian believers, God's the creator of all things, including the animals. And the temple idols, we believe, are pieces of wood and stone. So if you're not no one around who's going to understand the actions and you're hungry, eat up. You're free as a new human Christ to follow your conscience. Accountability matters. So it will come, okay, situation to eat, not than the other. Core principle is love. Love will not deny itself and look out for well-being of others, and love God's love is at the core of the gospel. What Jesus did for died for us. Paul says it's what Christians should do for people. Chapter 11 to 14, to address the problems, represents and promise a future hope for the whole world. It's because resurrection we have received around Jesus, and it's the reason we have motivation and sexual integrity, the source of the power for loving the other people, ourselves, and ultimately the hope for victory over death. So that Paul concludes, we do believe Jesus has risen from the dead, and which means the gospel is not a moral advice or a recipe for private spirituality. Announcement about Jesus open whole new reality. That's what 1 Corinthians is all about, seeing all the part of life through the lens of the gospel.